David, a narrow defeat here to Liverpool. What are your reflections on the game?
Frustration is just the obvious sort of emotion right now. Obviously the first half I thought our quality was too varied. We had some good moments and some really difficult moments probably created by ourselves in terms of decisions we took or quality of passing that we made that puts under pressure. But there were moments also in the first half that caused them problems as well. I thought the latter part of the first half we looked, when it got to 3-1 because of the manner in which we lost the goals, we looked a little bit frustrated and a little bit sorry for ourselves to a certain degree. But we reset at half time. We reminded them of what challenges we took to Liverpool at different points in the first half, and we believed that we could continue at the second half and the game was still very much alive. So that was the key message at half time. And then obviously at the start of the second half when that through ball puts Robbie in there and the centre half makes a decision to obviously make contact with him, make the red card, and it does give us a little bit of a foothold in the game in terms of more time in the ball and areas of the pitch that we want to try and be in, but ultimately you've still got to make good of those moments and obviously get ourselves back into the game and be level to 3 each. To lose the game is really, really difficult to take because I don't think that deserved to be the case.
You must be pleased at the spirit but also the quality that the boys showed in the second half to pull it back to 3-0.
Very much so. I think the second half I thought we were very dominant in terms of the control in the game. We should be an extra man, but as I say, it's not just about having the ball, it's about trying to make a difference, and I thought we created enough opportunities to have won the game. We didn't take them, so obviously they didn't get punished, and I think the manner in which we lost the fourth goal for Liverpool was extremely frustrating because I think that's controllable for us, and we've all spoken about that, we've spoken before, and in these level of games you have to be dominant in 1v1 situations, and if not your 1v1 then your next teammate that's going to back you up when you have been broken at those moments. So that's really frustrating because I think at that point if we just managed to control that situation, we looked like a team that could have gone and scored again, so that's frustrating, it's difficult, but I'm really pleased at the manner in which the players reacted at half time for sure.
There was some really strong individual performances I thought, especially 16-year-old Zach Lovelace and 16-year-old Bailey Rice as well. I mean, that must be really pleasing to see.
Well, Zach was excellent. I thought Zach carried a constant attacking threat. He looked as if when he got his 1v1 moments, he always looked he could cause problems either by himself or creating for somebody else. So that's the level of player that Zach Lovelace can be. And we look to keep pushing himself to that level. To go into that today, I think really pleased for him. Bailey Rice, as you've described, he's just turned 16 as well. We challenged him. We knew that we'd get pressed today. When Bailey was going to be pivotal to how we wanted to play, we wanted to go on the ball, but to try and access different areas of the pitch through him to limit the touches. And at times he did that. At times he got pressed, but he's going to learn from that because this level of game it's not going to be straightforward all the time. But I'm really pleased with him. I think just towards the end he tired a little bit, so I think we just made that change at that time to try and bring a different dimension to the game by bringing young Paul in as well at the same time.
And now on to Napoli in a couple of weeks. Obviously there's a lot of encouragement that you can take from the game that you played here against them just last month. Yeah,
well, listen, the last message to players here just now is obviously in every game, well, probably with the exception of the game last week where we probably weren't as competitive as we'd like to have been. In every other game we've been at different points, a version of what we want to look like. We've been aggressive at possession, we've carried a threat and an attacking sense as well, but not for the full duration certainly not for the full duration of this one and not for the full duration of the next game. So the message is we need to find ways of getting longer within the games, that we show how we want to be within the game and be more attack minded and more comfortable in how we want to be and comfortable in the opposition half, and look to still carry that sort of threat in the attacking box. That's something we want to do. We've got 2 games to go, and we need if we've got a chance of qualifying, we've got 2 games to go and show that we're capable of doing that. And I absolutely believe we can, but we step into the Napoli game first of all and make sure we give ourselves that chance into the last game. So yeah.